What's up, everyone? I'm Josiah Turner, and I'm a writer and editor for ESPN's The Undefeated, where we focus on the intersection between race, sports, and culture. I went to VCU, which is located in Richmond, Virginia, and I graduated in 2011. I received my degree actually in accounting, but I also started off majoring in mass communications, which allows you to focus on different aspects of communications, whether you want to be a writer, a reporter, a broadcaster of some sort. That's the major that you will want to take. So I started off in mass communications. However, I ended up switching to accounting because I was always good in math. I love numbers. And I ended up receiving my degree in accounting. However, after graduating, I realized that accounting wasn't really what I was passionate about. And sports is where my heart lied. So I ended up working at the bank after school. However, I eventually got back to the sports side of things and started working for ESPN down the road. I started my own website, and I had a few great people that were a part of it. And Brian, he's one of them. I love you for everything you did, Brian. And I really loved that group, and we ended up basically becoming a family. But that helped lead me to ESPN and eventually Sports Illustrated. It was basically a way for me to get my foot in the door. So I really appreciate Brian and everyone that contributed for my website, which was called Sideline Sports Report, which I will get back up and running at some point. Right now, it's just in somewhat of an idle stage. But basically, my daily task currently at ESPN is I edit about 5 to 10 stories per day. I'm basically looking over the writer's content to make sure that they don't have any grammatical errors, making sure that the story is accurate, that basically everything checks out before we publish the story itself. So yes, I love to write, but I also have a strong passion for editing because I hate reading something and there's a typo. It just turns me off immediately, and I know it turns most readers off. So yeah, I have a strong passion for preventing those typos and making sure it's a clean article before it's actually published. I look forward to seeing the content every day by our writers because we have so many interesting topics that we cover for the Undefeated. We focus on more than just sports. We focus on culture. There was just a young black man that was killed named Ahmaud Arbery, and we had a lot of content surrounding that. We have a lot of content surrounding the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic and how it's affecting several different people in their industries, from barbers at barbershops to ladies who do hair, to anything you can think of, any job you can think of. We have something on our website about how it's impacted that profession. So I look forward to seeing that content every day and seeing some of our talented writers and how they put their own spin on it. I get inspired by that because I'm a writer myself, and it just gives me that extra ammunition to go out and write something and get that fire burning in my stomach per se. So I really enjoy waking up every day and reading those stories and getting that added motivation. For my job, basically, you just need to, there's a few things that you need to do in order to be really good as an editor. So one is you have to be careful when you're reading. You can't just try to speed through it. You have to read line by line and be very careful and thorough when you're doing a editing job. So I would say be respectful of your writers and your peers. Always stay motivated in some type of way. Make sure that you are always keeping a strong mindset as far as what you want to accomplish. If there's something that you want to do, don't let anyone tell you that you can't. I come from a tough area when I grew up in Chesapeake, Virginia, and no one really believed that I would be able to somehow get out of the things that I was in and work for ESPN or Sports Illustrated or some of these companies I work for. I've moved to several different cities. I lived in New York. I've lived in Charlotte, North Carolina. I've lived in Connecticut. I'm currently in the DC area. And, once you get to the point of your career where things are starting to take shape, then there's nothing that can stop you. So always follow your dreams. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't accomplish something. Be passionate about it though. Find something that you really love and stick to it. because if it's something that you love, then you're gonna be great at it if you practice enough. You have to continuously practice, continuously show that you care about your job and care about the craft. If you play basketball, practice every day. If you like to play football, practice as much as possible. If you like to play video games and you want to have a career in video games someday, practice that video game as much as possible. There's no limitations to what you want to accomplish. If you want to be a doctor, if you want to be a lawyer, whatever it is, just be passionate about it and it can come true. No one can stop you if you put your mind to it. I guarantee it. So, yes, if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm on Instagram at Josiah S. Turn. That's JosiahSturn. That's the same for my Twitter handle. And my email address is turnerjosiah5@gmail.com. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions, if you just want to pick my brain, whatever the case may be. Thank you, Brian, for allowing me to have this time to speak to your group. And best of luck to everyone moving forward. Later.
Hello, everyone. My name is Officer Fuentes with the Northern Virginia Community College Police Department. I've been in law enforcement for about close to 15 years. Previously, before this, I was with Deputy Sheriff with the Arlington County Sheriff's Office for about 12 years. College I went to was Westchester Community College, and then from there I went to Mercy College and finished off. It's just outside of New York City, about 15-20 minutes if you guys are familiar with the area. College in general has helped me with my career, getting through the police academy and knowing the law of the Commonwealth. My daily tasks would be policing, patrol, and community policing, which is sounds a lot similar, but community policing has to do with a lot of interaction with a lot of people. So you would find me on a bike, in a vehicle, outside walking around, and I'm also talking to people, just trying to find the positive in people, not necessarily finding the negative in people as a police officer. Something that I look forward to in my career every day is actually talking to people and community policing, actually coming to work, camaraderie with my employees, with the other police officers, and as well as the public. Something that's very important to me would be ethics and truthfulness. Let's be honest, if I lied to you, you would not believe or trust me. So my thing is, if I show you the truth and tell you the truth, then you would understand and believe every other officer is very truthful and has ethics as well. Some words of encouragement that I have for everyone would be to work hard, because in the end it'll pay off. I hope everyone is in good spirits right now, especially with this pandemic that we have going on. But enjoy your day.
Hi, my name is Mona Quinlin, and I'm a dietitian. Dietitians are people who work with food and try to teach people how to eat to be healthy. If people are sick, they try to figure out what kinds of foods are going to get them feeling better quickly. Some dietitians work with athletes to make sure that they're getting the right nutrition to be the strongest, fastest, best athlete they can be. Other dietitians work in schools, trying to figure out how kids can get good nutrition. So dietitians can work in a lot of different places. I work in a hospital. I work with people who are sick, trying to figure out the food that's going to help them feel better. To become a dietitian, I went to college at the University of Illinois, and then I did some more training at a hospital in San Francisco. To be a good dietitian, you have to be really caring and work well with people, because a lot of it is about the relationship you have with your patients or clients. You also have to be really inquisitive and want to understand a lot about the body and food and nutrition, so that you can, really be on top of your game. If I was going to give you some inspiration about food, I would just say it is true that you are what you eat. If you want to be your best, you've got to eat your best. Get your veggies, get your fruit, make sure you're getting all the good stuff every day, because that's what's going to power you to be strong and be intelligent and perform well. So that's a little bit about what it's like being a dietitian.